studio because he knew they were going to be retouched on the bottom and snapped MGM. He was very smart. I wish I could have done that.
Right over here.
He's kind of the one, interestingly enough, that everybody who worked with him didn't like him.
And he looks like he would just be a little cuddly big bear.
Yeah. Talk about just a moment about Carmen Miranda, who was in that movie.
Carmen.
You liked her a lot,
Oh,
didn't you?
Carmen was just a dear lady. She was not anything like that you would perceive her from the screen. She was very shy, very quiet, and very little. She was littler than I am. And she wore the big platform soles and, of course, the big hats and everything. She was such a kind and such a gentle soul. And I don't know whether you ever saw it. Did you ever see her documentary that they did about her?
Yeah.
It was so sad.
Bananas is my business.
Yes. And she, when she went to Hollywood, Brazil kind of, they dismissed her. And it wasn't until she came back in her casket that people finally were paying homage to her. But she was so talented, and she was so sweet, and I was terribly moved by her. I really liked her so much.
You were in 2 films with her, right?
Yes.
Right here and then over there. Yeah, right here.
My name is Tony, and I'd like to say hi to Miss Powell.
Hello,
And
Tony.
to remind you, my wife and I are watching 3 Darling Daughters at the present time that you starred in with Jeanette MacDonald. And we want to say it's truly, truly a delight to watch, and we hope to see many more of your movies, Miss Powell. And I'd like to know if you're around later that you could autograph the cover that I have here.
Well, I don't know what our schedule is because we have to go someplace else after here. But if you want to send it to TCM, I'd be only too happy to sign it.
Okay, I'd like to do that. Thank you, Miss Powell. On
You're
behalf of
welcome.
my wife, Kathy, and me.
Okay, to Kathy and Tony.
Bye-bye, Miss Powell.
Bye-bye.
Hi, over here.
I can't see anybody.
I saw you and Howard Keel in South Pacific in Chicago. Do you remember when that was?
Oh my.
Because I
I am so terrible with numbers. I haven't any idea. It must have been, probably it was in the 70s sometime.
can't. Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, I think
Thank
so.
you.
I was still walking around at that time.
Why don't we just say that one is somewhere between World War II and the 70s?
That's it. That is the Second World War. Anybody else?
Yeah, right down here. Mike's. Oh, back here, I'm sorry.
Hello, my name's Nadia.
Hi, Nadia.
I was wondering, I really love this film. I've watched it many times, actually on TCM 3 weeks ago. And I was wondering, what was your favorite scene to film? What was your favorite song and dance number in the film?
In what film was that?
This
In
one,
Seven Brides for
Brides.
Oh, Seven Brides. When You're in Love, I think, was my favorite song because it was so poignant. It was such a beautiful melody, and it says so much, particularly for 2 people that were so in love, or she was in love with him, and he didn't know she was in love. He was in love with her. I think When You're in Love is one of my favorites.
Now, this was pretty much dismissed by MGM when you were making it, right?
Yes, very
Nobody
much.
paid any attention.
Well, not only that, they cut the budget because they had bought Brigadoon, which was a big Broadway show, as we probably all know. And they were putting all their money into that. And so they really did cut our budget. We never went on location. And they cut a lot of pieces out of it. And then the interesting thing, they were planning on having the utopia for a movie was to go to Radio City Music Hall. And supposedly Brigadoon was supposed to go, but it didn't. Seven Brides went.
When did you realize what a big hit that was? Because that was kind of extraordinary.
When you told me.
Oh, when I told yeah, but it was such a, I remember at the time when it came out, it was kind of just another movie, people thought. But I mean, it went like gangbusters, and everybody fell in love with that movie.
I don't know. I think it's because the dancing was so wonderful, and it was a period piece, and it was a wonderful story. And I thought that the casting of everyone was so good. And of course, the score is magnificent. It's a
Yeah.
wonderful score.
You have a great life now, but do you miss the MGM days?
No.
No?
No, I haven't. I had a life I always wanted. I enjoyed doing what I did when I did it. And I live in Connecticut with my husband, who was an actor at one time.
Dickie Moore.
Dickie Moore.
Well, that's what I was going to recall.
I just have to run through some of Dickie's credits for those who don't know. He was one of the Little Rascals, and he was Marlene Dietrich's son in Blonde Venus. He was My Bill in the Kay Francis movie My Bill, played her son. He was in Out of the Past with Robert Mitchum. He has the opening and the closing scenes of that movie. Gave Shirley Temple her first kiss in a movie. So he has a huge background in